Buenos dias. Good morning to you, senor, senora, and senorita. This message, I just had my little dip in the ocean, so this message is from the heart of dawn, because you're in the process of the dawn of humanity. Isn't that amazing? So, I did an earlier video of miracles, and I thought of a bunch of them while I was walking. I walk 3 kilometers, and then I go for a dip in the ocean, and I just get back, and I thought, I got to add some more. There's just too many. So, and they're going to be like very brief, but there's a story behind them all. I haven't got time to tell the stories, but know this, that you are the miracle. All a miracle is to me is you standing in the power and the gift that you've been given, and you don't have to go to Italy or France or down in Venezuela to meet someone to hopefully you can have a cure, because the cure is inside. That's the program I use with people, that you are your cure to your terminal disease. So now listen to some of these other miracles, crazy miracles. Yes, like Rick was going for double knee replacement surgery. A very powerful man. Actually, he's a narcissist of the first degree. And he had already waited 10 months for this best surgeon in North America to do this double knee replacement surgery. Him and his wife come out to take my program. And what happened was he hadn't walked a golf course for 5 years. Hadn't walked a golf course. 2 weeks later, he walked his first golf course. And he said, Don called me. He said, do you think I need to cancel my surgery? I said, Rick, I've got nothing to do with the medical. You do whatever you're going to do, man. And so he lived in the east, and he went to California to the specialist, and they took x-rays. And then him and his wife were waiting in the doctor's office, and waiting. Finally, the doctor came in and he said, there seems to be a problem here. He said, what's the problem? He said, I have your x-ray from a year ago. I have your x-ray from this morning. Your knees are 85% healed. You don't need surgery. What happened? Isn't that amazing? And you may not put this in the category of miracle, but I do. It's the same man. It's the same man. The reason he came to me was he was estranged from his 4 grown daughters, 19 to 32. 19 to 32. Okay? None of them wanted anything to do with him. None of them. It's that narcissistic, controlling, powerful, persona. 2 weeks later, after he took the program, one of those daughters says, I don't know what happened to you, Dad, but I want to spend as much time with you for as long as we're together. That is a miracle as well. Okay? And then another one. Janine, and she had her whole body was her whole face. She had it on others, but her face, and I'd seen her before, and she was unrecognizable. It was that bad, like a psoriasis type eczema. Okay, and I met her on Tuesday, and I flew in to see her. Met her on the Tuesday. And then she had a doctor's appointment, and I did something with her on Thursday. And she had a doctor's appointment. She had a doctor's appointment on Thursday afternoon. She went to see him. He said it's going to take a minimum of 3 months. Well, from the first visit, 50% was gone, and on Friday morning, we met again before I flew out, and it was all gone. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Tim, 5 major addictions: alcohol, drugs, food, gambling, and sex. All 5 major addictions. Okay? He was in the middle of a divorce, 40 pounds overweight. All of these other pieces, but let's just stick with the addiction. That first day, all his 5 addictions were gone. I golfed with him a year and a half later. A year and a half later. And they were still all gone. Isn't that a miracle? Okay? And Janessa, this one came to me, and she had spent more time in the hospital than out in the last 10 years. Many times being as long as 3 to 4 months. Imagine the hospital bill there. Anyway, she took my program. When we were done, we was 5 minutes short of 3 hours. She was 97 pounds, like this frail thing. I thought she was going to break going down the steps to my office that I had at the time. Yes, that's what I'm saying. And guess what? When we were finished, I said, "So, Janessa, do you notice any changes?" And she said, "Oh my God, Don, it's gone." Now, listen to these words. What's gone, Janessa? I didn't even know what she was going to tell me that she had. She said, "When I came in here, I had a bulge on my stomach. And I've had it for 2 years. It was 3 inches long, 2.5 inches wide, and 2 inches thick. It's gone." And she just went like this with her blouse and showed me. Not a mark. Is that or is that not a miracle? Okay? Now I have some. I have one that I'll use, and they're not all physical, and they're not all of this, and they're all of that, and I'm going to keep sharing on this video. I was up in the Pacific Northwest. There was a wall of rain coming. Size of, if you could imagine, the Twin Towers if they were still standing. And it was coming right at me. Me and my sweetheart at the time. And when we first saw it, it was, like a half a mile away. And then it was a quarter of a mile away. But when it finally, when I figured this out, what I was going to, it was 10 feet in front of this little 16-foot runabout with no cover on it. And I just put up my hand like that, and it stopped immediately. 3 drops got on the windshield, none on her, none on me. And within 3 minutes, there wasn't a cloud in the sky. And just to add to that, at 2 o'clock on, I believe it was on Tuesday, I have to check these for exacts, but these are generals. On Tuesday, at 2 o'clock, I demanded Hurricane Dorian to either redirect or change its intensity. And you check it out. At 2 o'clock, there was a a report saying that they called it a Category 5 monster storm. It had just come through the Bahamas and tore half of it to shreds. Okay, so I did it at 2. At 4 o'clock, it was a Category 2. Category 2. The next morning, it went up to 3, and I said, "I told you, now do what you're told." And it went back down to 2, went up the East Coast, and by the time it got up to the Atlantic, it was a 1.75. Okay? So, and this doctor, listen to this. He was going for his 6th knee surgery. He took my program. 10 days later, he canceled the surgery. He didn't need it. Isn't that amazing? Another guy lost 100 pounds in 8 months, effortlessly. Another lady, her and her husband tried to get pregnant with their 2nd child for 5 years. The doctors kept saying, "It's dangerous. You almost died giving birth to your 1st one." Okay? And they did all of the whatever, I don't know the names of all of the ways to try to get fertile and to have a child with zero success. She took my program. She flew out to Vancouver, took the program with other executives, 5 other executives. Okay? 6 months later, she gave birth to a 5-pound twins. Matter of fact, it was so effortless that she worked on Friday and she walked into the hospital on Saturday morning and had effortless birth with 6-pound twins. Isn't that amazing? I can go on and on. So please think about yourself as the miracle. You don't have to go to Brazil and Fatima and whatever. It's inside you. Got it? So have a magnificent, magnificent day. And I'm telling you, you're the miracle. Yes, you are. Bye for now.